So, in this video, we are learning program related to constructor. So first of all, we see the definition of a constructor. So see here, constructor in Java is a special type of method which is used to initialize the object. See here, object initialization means putting values into the data member. That means passing values to the parameters in the constructor we defined. Passing values to the parameters in the constructor we defined. So when the object is created, the constructor executes first. The constructor will be automatically called when we create the object. So when we create the object, the constructor will be called automatically. Rules for creating constructor in Java. The constructor name must be same as its class name. So class name and constructor name must be same. No return type to the constructor. So the constructor must not specify any return type. First rule is class name and constructor name must be same. Second one is no return type to the constructor. We should not specify any return type to constructor. Yes, types of constructor. Default constructor. That means constructor with no parameters. So constructor with no parameters is called as default constructor. Second one is parameterized constructor. That means constructor that contains parameters. So constructor with parameters is called as parameterized constructor. So now we see the program related to default constructor as well as parameterized constructor. So in this program, we see both the default constructor and the parameterized constructor. So see here, class name is parameter. It contains three variables, namely length, breadth, peri. Peri is nothing but perimeter. So length, breadth, peri. Peri means here perimeter. So data type, variable name. Syntax is data type, variable name. Data type is integer, variable name is length. Data type is integer, variable name is breadth. Data type is integer, variable name is peri, nothing but perimeter. So now we are defining default constructor. Default constructor means, see here, constructor with no parameters. Constructor with no parameters. See here, there are no parameters in this constructor. There are no parameters in this constructor. So it is called as default constructor. See here, rules for writing constructor. Class name and constructor name must be same and no return type to the constructor. So see here, no return type and class name and method name both are same. So it is called as a constructor. And secondly, there are no parameters. So it is called as a default constructor. Secondly, I am defining constructor with two parameters. So here, two parameters. So it is called as parameterized constructor. So it is a parameter that contains two parameters, namely x and y. And this is the body of the constructor. Now in the class parameter, I am defining a method called as calling parameter. See a return type void, method name calling parameter, and this is the body of the method. So the class parameter contains three variables, namely length, breadth, peri nothing but perimeter. One default constructor, nothing but constructor with no parameters. Second one, parameterized constructor, nothing but constructor with two parameters here. And third one is a method. Now we are defining the main class. Class name test, publish static void main string method, string arguments. So this main method is in the class name test. So you save the file name as test.java. So see here, uh, see this point. When the object is created, constructor execute first. Constructor will be automatically called when you create the object. When your object is created, constructor will be automatically called. So see here, calling the default constructor. See, class name, object name is equal to new class name. Class name is parameter. So class name, parameter, object name is P1 is equal to new class name. So here I am not mentioning any parameters. I am not giving any values. I am not giving any values. So it is a default constructor. Nothing but I am calling a default constructor. So we come here. So with this object P1, I am calling the default constructor with no parameters. So this parameter has no, this constructor has no parameters. So I am not giving any values. See here I am not giving any values, nothing but I am calling the default constructor with the object P1. I am not giving any values. I am not mentioning any values here. So I am calling the default constructor with the object P1. So see here, body of the default constructor is length is equal to 0, breadth is equal to 0. With the same object P1, I am calling the method, calling parameter. To call the parameter, call the method syntax is object name dot method name. So object name is P1, method name is calling parameter. So uh, with this object P1, we call the default constructor and we got the length value as 0 and breadth value as 0. With the same object, I am calling the method, calling parameter. Object name got method name. Object name is P1, method name is a calling parameter. So length value is 0, breadth value is 0. So peri means parameter. So parameter value is also 0. Now the print statement. Perimeter of the rectangle is 0. Perimeter of the rectangle is 0. Now I am creating another object P2 for this class perimeter. So class name, object name is equal to new class name. Class name is perimeter, object name is P2. Here I am passing two values. I am passing two values. Nothing but I am calling the parameterized constructor. I am passing these values here. Nothing but I am calling the parameterized constructor with object P2. So with object P2, I am calling the parameterized constructor. So see here, two values. It has two parameters, namely x and y. So I am giving two values. So with this object P2, I am calling this parameterized constructor, nothing but constructor with two parameters. So x value will be 10, y value will be 20. So x value is 10, y value is 20. So length is equal to x, nothing but length is 10. Breadth is equal to y, nothing but breadth is 20. So length value 10, breadth value 20. Length value is 10, breadth value is 20. So with this object P2, I am calling the method. So syntax to call the method is object name dot method name. So object name is P2, method name is a calling parameter. So we come here. So length value is 10, breadth value is 20. Uh, Length value is 10, breadth value is 20. According to object P2, we call the parameter as constructor here. So we got the length value as 10, breadth value as 20. So with that same object, I am calling the method P2 dot calling parameter. So length value is 10, breadth value is 20. So 10 plus 20, 30. So 2 into 30, 60. So this the 60 value will be stored in this variable name called as nothing but parameter. So, print statement. System dot out of println perimeter on the rectangle is 60. 60. So see here, perimeter of the rectangle is 0. This value, we got this value 0 by calling the default constructor. Next, perimeter of the rectangle is 60. We call 60, we got the value 60 by calling the parameterized constructor. Perimeter of the rectangle is 0. So this we got this value 0 by calling the default constructor by using object P1. Again, perimeter of the rectangle is 60. So 60 value, we got the 60 value by calling the parameterized constructor by using object P2. So this is a program related to uh, constructor. So in this program, we can find two constructors, namely default constructor and parameterized constructor. Thank you.